Welcome back to the podcast. I'm your host, Flynn McGuire, and this episode is all about the AI Takeover. I'm sure by now everybody has already thought of AI, or at least heard the term artificial intelligence. This podcast is all about the current fears, how to prevent those fears, and the benefits of AI. And lastly, the futuristic ideas. For a long time, AI has shaped our sci-fi fantasies for years. Take Star Trek's Data, for example. He is an AI in a full robotic body learning to become human. A lot more people would know like droids from Star Wars, like C-3PO. Now we live in a time where AI like these are starting to become science fact. AI has a lot of fear surrounding it, and it's mostly been created by dystopian books and movies. Take Terminator, for example, or War Games, or I, Robot. I, Robot is probably the most realistic version of the AI takeover. If you know, you know. But let's talk about the more realistic fears in our current society. I think the biggest fear right now is job security. Take the Writers Guild, for example. They don't want AI like ChatGPT to take over humanity's ability to create. For centuries, humans have been storytellers. And now that you can use word calculators to make long stories, essays, and more, it's eventually going to replace a lot of office jobs, writers, and editors. And then, not to mention that there's the new AI influencer movement that could also replace teachers, even me. So how are we going to prevent these fears? With power to the people. This is the main slogan because we need to protect people and channel AI as a tool, not just an automator. Something that would help is we could set up a way to vote which companies go automated. However, we would need probably about a 5 to 10 year period to start releasing workers with benefits. Before automation even starts, we need to talk about UBIs, which stands for Universal Basic Income. That way, people are secured once automation begins. Although if we, the people, stay on top of these AI companies, we must demand that AI is used to help humans make work easier, faster, and more accurate. Brain-to-machine interfaces are also a cause for concern. Take the Neuralink pig video, for example. In that, it depicts a pig being stimulated through its brain and through its spine with a stimulus that makes it raise their leg. Now, if we use that technology and you put it in your brain without power to the people in mind, that could end up being mind control like plankton.
All hail plankton!
B2MIs are really cool and exciting. But I think we need to have a 3-phase system. First, phase 1 would be a dermal, which means it would be some kind of device like a hat that you would wear or a helmet. Then, phase 2 would be a subdermal implant, like a magnet that's implanted behind your ear or in certain parts of your head, where you could connect a magnetic device that would read your brainwaves. Then, with phase 3, would be a full cranial implant with electrodes in your brain, as in what Synchron and Neuralink are doing. Again, if we the people aren't holding our ground and making sure these products are in our best interest, then it's going to be the end of us. Greed is our greatest downfall. The phase 1 and phase 2 prevents mind control because you could just take it off. However, once cybersecurity becomes foolproof, then we can take that leap of faith. Even with fears running high, AI is not all doom and gloom. It's going to make the world a better place as long as we stick together and take the right steps towards preventing the AI takeover. Don't worry, the AI takeover isn't as bad as it seems. In the next 100 to 1,000 years, eventually robots will take over. Consider Season 3, Episode 6 of The Mandalorian.
Excuse me, sir.
Even then, it was humans making droids malfunction. This is why we should also move to ban all forms of AI weaponry, or else we will end up with Terminator or battle droids. Brain-to-machine interfaces are also cool once it gets to the full cranial, as those first ones coming out will end up being for spinal injuries or amputees. But this has been a KAHOS Podcast. Thanks for tuning in, and remember, stay classy.